I don't know why this is totally like a psychic, intuitive reading, or not reading, but advice. I don't know, whatever. You'll just, if you're here, you know if this message is for you. But I just got this, and I want to talk to you about those of you who might be confused on your life path right now, like what is going on, what you want to do with like your life as what you are known for. Like maybe it could be your career, it could be an ambition that you have, a big dream, whatever it is. But if you're kind of feeling a little off center in that arena, then this, if you believe in astrology, might be helpful. So here's the thing. When one is in their earthly vessel and they believe in astrology, we know that the 10th house in astrology is Saturn, Capricorn, G.O.A.T, right? The greatest of all time. It's also the highest point on the natal chart. And this is why, look at all the symbolism, okay? Capricorn is represented by the goat. What does the goat do? The goat climbs the fucking mountain. The goat gets to the top of the mountain. The goat ain't falling off the mountain, right? This is the highest landscape that one will attain whilst in their physical vessel. Okay, the highest landscape, as in this is their calling. This is, you know, I don't like to throw the word destiny around, but it's gonna feel like you've always meant to be at this place, this greatest height, your greatest fucking earthly fucking achievement. Okay, now when I say this, the goat, he climbs the mountain. The goat wasn't placed at the top of the motherfucking mountain, right? Now we're looking at this, the goat climbed there, right? The goat didn't give up. The goat just kept going. This is how it's going to seem like to you when you look at your 10th house, look at any planets or celestial bodies, look at anything that might be transiting your 10th house and shit like that, okay? Because that might be the season of your greatest climb in the fucking 3D Earth matrix, right? But this is where your greatest achievement is. You know you are meant to get to the top of the mountain in this area of your 10th house. This is why it's also the house that Saturn governs, right? Now we're going to take a look at this other analogy, okay? Just stick with me. This is going to be a little wild, but buckle up or don't. We're going to have this greatest achievement here, right? We climbed, we knew we wanted to see the landscape from the top of this fucking mountain. And we know that we belong at the top of this mountain, whatever it is for you, because everyone got different shit going on in the 10th house. We're going to look at the goat. Is also a lot of times another reference for Satan or the devil, right? And we know the connotation betwixt Saturn and Satan, right? Satan is another word for devil. Devil is represented by the goat. Saturn is represented by, you know, the planet of time and karma, the great restrictor, even though he's not restricting you, but stick with me. So Saturn and Capricorn in the devil tarot card, right? What they show these motherfuckers, there's like a big, huge devil figure, and then there's these two humanoids, right? Typically it's a masculine figure and a feminine figure, which are representatives of the subconscious and conscious minds, okay? And then what we have here, the chains that are typically depicted on the devil tarot card that are binding the conscious and the subconscious mind to the 3D realm, right? These are the chains are metaphorically represented by you climbing the top of the mountain like that goat. You see how it's all connected? Because the goat is the greatest of all time. Your greatest of all time earthly motherfucking achievement. Gracias, Lord Saturn. Saturn just entered the chat. What's up? How you doing? He's saying the greatest of all time. Saturn is the planet of time and karma, the devil, right? Because what motherfuckers fear, I swear I have another video on this, in the earthly matrix is time. That's what they fear, right? Because motherfuckers typically, not all, but typically they fear death. Or they fear that they don't have enough time to do this. Or time is going by too fast, or time is going by too slow, right? Time is the karma that one must have to get over, right? In order to reach their highest achievement. Now, when we take a look at this, Saturn is the greatest of all time. Saturn has mastered time. Saturn, as the representative of the devil, is the master of time on the 3D realm. He bitches that motherfucker around, okay? And he silences your masculine principle, feminine principle, conscious and subconscious mind. You no longer have those chains because you understand that you are the greatest of all time. And when you look at all time, your highest achievement, listen, I promise you, you look at your highest achievement that it seems like it took a long time for you to get up there, mosey on up there, just like the goats ascending to the top of the mountain to keep it all connected, right? It took time to get there, but you felt like you had a duty, which that's what they say, karma, right? Karma is just a cycle. So you were meant to go through this cycle so that you can rise above the top of the natal fucking chart and have your greatest achievement as Saturn, Capricorn, the GOAT, the devil, like meaning that you have mastered earthly time, which is what part of your karmic cycle was in essence of this. Because if you believe in astrology, you're gonna look at how it seems like you were destined to sit at the top of that mountain. And that's what I'm talking about, karma. Not, oh, you did something good, so good will happen, or you did something bad, so bad will happen. No, karma is in the definition. It's just a cycle, okay? So it cycles. That's why Saturn is known. He's like the reaper. He has, what is it called? The scythe?
I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't give a fuck either.
He's reap what you sow, right? So that's karma. That's the cycle, because crops are not fucking, you know what? Crops are not fucking anyway. They don't have genitals, I don't think. Crops are not fucking planted and then the next day they bloom. Well, the mushrooms bloom like overnight, I hear, which is, I mean, it's not a crop though. It's totally different. What happens is that when you are in this cycle, you already know subconsciously and perhaps consciously what your greatest achievement in this earthly vessel is, the top of your fucking chart. But it's taking time because the karma, it has to spin, right? You plant the seed and you fucking water it and you put it in sunlight, whatever the fuck you do. And then in time, then you see that seed grow. Then you see it take its full fruition. It sits at the top of the fucking natal chart, motherfucker. When you are looking at it all connected in this way, the greatest of all time, your greatest achievement, time, karma, the cycles, knowing that you're the fucking goat climbing the mountain because you know you're gonna fucking love the view and you belong to be up there, motherfucker. You're gonna appreciate the karma, the journey, watching the fucking seeds grow and shit. And that's Lord Saturn. I am master over the 3D earth matrix. Once you incorporate Saturn, right, you incorporate essentially Satan, the devil, whatever, because the devil perception or things that you think or feel are greater than you. But when you are the greatest of all time, as the GOAT, as Saturn, as even the fucking devil, right? Because you have to overcome your shadow aspects so that you can incorporate them into yourself. And then you become aware that your egoistic monkey mind was your own devil. And now you've mastered it and you're saying, I know that I am the greatest of all time and I've mastered time and karma, which were the devils because they were giving a false perception of reality, saying, well, you should have done this by X amount of time, or, it's too late for you to do that, or it's too soon for you to say this, right? Time is the ultimate shape-shifting motherfucking devil up in this motherfucker that one's earthly consciousness can conceive. But once you understand that everything is cycles, you look at time differently. You look at time the way Saturn looks at time, not through that devil confine where there's a restriction on it, right? You look at it like the journey is getting me there. The journey is part of the fucking adventure, and you're not fixated on time. That's why then they say there's all sorts of ways time is loopy, right? When you're having fun, you're in a good time. Or it might seem like, this seems like it lasted forever, right? Because you're having such a good time. Or it can seem like it lasted forever because you're sitting waiting, watching for the fucking, microwave to fucking ding, and it fucking doesn't because you're sitting there watching it. But when you remove yourself from the concept of time and you just allow the fruit to be harvested and unfold the way it's supposed to, you understand karma, that there are cycles in things. It doesn't mean that you can't have whatever the fuck you want, whatever the fuck you want right now. It simply means that when you don't care when you get there or when you get the thing you want, you're not sitting waiting on it because you understand that there's cycles. Yeah, I ordered the fucking shit today, but there's a cycle where it has to be picked up by fucking UPS and it has to be driven to my destination, right? Like that, it's a cycle. And then what happens in the UPS? It drops off your delivery, goes back to the branch, and then it picks up more packages and delivers those, right? Everything is a fucking cycle. Time doesn't exist linearly. Time is a cycle. And so when we look at how all of these things are connected and you take a look at your fucking astrological chart, your greatest achievement, which for all the reasons I mentioned, if you are not there now, you understand that you're meant to get there and that there are no roadblocks. It's perhaps you're looking too much at the time factor. Like maybe you should have already achieved it, or maybe it's too soon for you to achieve that. You have to look at it in cycles. You take a look at whatever sign governs the house of your 10th house. You want to take a look at the sign of your midheaven. You want to take a look at any celestial bodies in there, any aspects that these celestial bodies have, and perhaps transits that are going on that are traipsing through your 10th house. This might be a good indicator of things yet to come there. This is why they talk about the big fucking Saturn return in astrology, right? Oh my God, the Saturn return. Like what? Like, it ain't that serious. So Saturn return, it's simply representative of a cycle, right? That's all it is, because Saturn is the greatest of all time and karma, right? He's just cycling through. And so you notice that time is not linear. It's actually like a spiral and it's going upward. You're never ever going backward. I promise you that you are never going backward. You are always elevating. So what area in your life, especially the area where your midheaven is, you want to take a look at that and you see, I promise you this, when you're done watching this video and you want to take a look at your chart and you really want to go back into whether you've had a Saturn return or not, or whether you've had a few Saturn returns or not, you look at your fucking Saturn placement and you see how it was all connected, where that area of your natal chart actually was your focus and drive. And that is where you are meant to succeed. But because Saturn and the devil, right, they're known as restrictors and limiters, you might have thought or felt that there were obstacles in your way, but they were really just there to get you to climb, because those obstacles were the fucking stepping stones. The obstacles, the perceived obstacles, were the fucking stepping stones. That what you thought was an obstacle was, bro, that shit was a fucking staircase. That was one stair laid out. Here you go. Then another one came through. Here you go. And those obstacles, gracias, Saturn, they fucking brought you to your greatest achievement of all motherfucking time. I promise you, you look at your chart, you digest all what I just said, and then you're gonna see how everything was all connected, and how that area might have seemed like it had some big obstacles, some wrenches thrown in your path, but you see how those obstacles were stepping stones. That's what I have for you today. Gracias, loca para gracias, Saturn. And there are no devils aside from what you create in your own mind.